Hello, I'm James Preston and welcome to another edition of Executive Corner Expert Talks, exclusive to 𝐾𝐤𝐴 TV. The beauty industry is experiencing a boom. In 2020, Australia's beauty and personal care products market was valued at over $3.73 billion and its predicted compound annual growth rate through 2021 to 2026 is close to 4%. One of Australia's biggest players in this space is Cellmid, a health and beauty tech company listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. Cellmid's mission is to contribute to the healthy longevity of humanity by developing scientifically validated, innovative consumer products to help people live longer in good health and with confidence, with a key focus on anti-aging remedies. To take us through Cellmid's recent activities and with an eye to the future, Chief Executive Officer Maria Hallers now joins me. Maria, great to have your company today.
Oh, hi, James. It's wonderful to be here.
Maria, fantastic to have you here with us. Let's start with a basic one. For those who aren't familiar with Cellmid, what's the key focus of the company?
So we are a health and beauty tech business, and we have a proprietary range of technologies, and we develop products, anti-aging products, mostly for hair and skin, and of course supplements. So we really want to contribute to the healthy, youthful longevity of people, and of course who doesn't want to get older feeling younger and healthier.
No, you're right, and I think you've had a very big role in the whole 20 is the new 40 or the 40 is the new 20, should I say, making us look and feel younger. So that's exactly what we're all about. Now, Cellmid has continued its expansion throughout 2021. Recently, you announced a $3 million deal to buy beauty and wellness business BLC Cosmetics. Can you tell us a bit more about the details of that deal?
Yeah, so we bought BLC on a fundamental strategic drive to grow our business and develop scale. BLC is a distributor of premium brands, and we bought them for $3 million, in $1 million in cash and $2 million in shares. And we also may pay a second tranche, depends on how the business is going. If they achieve a significant improvement in EBITDA, we will be paying a second tranche next year.
Now, you've touched on it a little bit there, but let's dive a bit deeper. The exact focus of deciding to acquire BLC, was it something that you thought would complement the activities of Cellmid quite nicely?
Oh, absolutely. BLC has a wonderful business. They distribute premium brands, and their distribution channels are salons, beauty salons, and also spas. We don't have distribution in those areas, so our products can fit into those channels very nicely. Also, we have an in-house e-commerce team and an increasing digital marketing capability, and we believe that BLC's business could benefit from that. So there were strong synergistic drivers between the merger of the two businesses. In addition to that, of course, we do see operational savings, opportunities to actually add to the bottom line as well.
It does seem like a very intelligent strategic acquirement there. Well, is there going to be any capital raising to pay for that acquisition?
James, we actually raised sufficient capital in April this year to fulfill not only our strategic growth objectives that are organic, but also our acquisition objectives. So there will be no capital raising in this round at all, and we will be funding the acquisition from our own resources.
Now, it's not the only deal that we've seen recently of somewhat of a smaller skincare or beauty product or company, for that matter, being picked up by larger ones such as yourself. I just wanted to get a bit of feedback on what you thought, for example, of the Zoe Foster-Blake deal that was recently completed by BWX. Is that something you think will be continuing more? Will we see more of those kind of smaller businesses picked up by the bigger ones?
Look, I think it's a trend that will continue. And it's driven by a number of factors, but I think the key factor is that acquiring customers is becoming more and more expensive, particularly in e-commerce channels. So when you have a brand that is solely focused on e-commerce and you want to expand into that area, that channel, it makes sense to consolidate brands and actually communicate to the same audience through the same channel.
Well, you mentioned that's a trend in itself, but have you noticed any other particular trends in the world of cosmetics and beauty products that have been quite prevalent, particularly during the pandemic? I've seen, for example, makeup sales have gone through the roof, for example, which is something I probably wouldn't have thought of initially, given that, there's a lot more people working from home, they're not going out, there might not be the need for example, to do makeup. So is there something that you're noticing is definitely on the up and up, maybe to do with removing stress lines, which I think at this point we could probably all do with?
James, you're right. I think we're all stressed because of the pandemic, and we can't wait to get out of lockdown, certainly here in Sydney. I think one of the things the trends that we've been noticing is through the stress, we're losing more and more hair. So hair care, in addition to makeup and skincare, has come right on the top of the wellness agenda. And there is a trend called skinification of hair, where we start using products that we would use anti-aging products for skin aging. We start using them for hair. So that's definitely a trend. There's, of course, a very strong trend around digitization and artificial intelligence. And, when we are shopping, through e-commerce, you can go on Lancôme's website, for example, built by L'Oreal, and you can virtually walk into these stores and be guided by celebrities into the different parts of the store. So certainly digitization and AI, in a way we interact with our customers, is a trend that is here to stay. And of course, you mentioned in your intro sustainability. And of course, customers are very discerning. They want to look at brands that actually take their sustainability responsibility seriously. So that these three trends, I think, are going to be here to stay.
Let's just touch on as well the role, for example, of things like TikTok, which has gone through the roof during the pandemic. Have you seen much of a windfall coming from an avenue like that in terms of helping boost your bottom line? Are you seeing a lot of sales coming through those social media channels?
Look, those social media channels are wonderful to get the brand out, so they are more around brand building. We do see that in Australia, and we also gone on to Douyin in China, where we post in those channels. They definitely drive traffic to our e-commerce platforms, where, of course, more and more is converting into sales. So absolutely, those channels will drive your sales.
And just before we wrap up here, you made mention there of artificial intelligence becoming sort of a key focus of the business in terms of expanding it with the e-commerce world. How recently has that become part of your platform? Is that a very new thing, or has that been around for a few years now?
So look, we're at the very beginning of our journey. We've launched our new digital platform in June that is actually going to be much more capable of bolting on artificial intelligence based tools, so we can actually assist our customers. But this has been around for quite a while, and certainly it's a trend that remains. We will be looking at different types of algorithms to facilitate purchasing, facilitate decision making, educate our customers. So these are opportunities that we're currently looking at implementing with our new digital platform internally.
Now, how deep down the AI rabbit hole does it go? If I'm at home and I just happen to say, oh, geez, I'm looking a bit haggard today and I've run out of cucumber, is my Google Home going to say, you need to get in touch with Cellmid and pick up this particular product? Are you looking at that kind of avenue as well?
Well, potentially, James, although I'm not sure that we want to supply cucumbers.
No. That's only if I was happening to be making a fresh salad at the time and I needed something a bit more than a cucumber in there, that's for sure. But Maria, just as we begin to wrap up here, what are the key objectives for Cellmid in the 2022 financial year?
James, we have three key areas of focus this year. Organic growth for Cellmid's original proprietary anti-aging products, and that comes from going into China deeper and also building our e-commerce, as I mentioned, about the digitization is really important tool to us, in addition to launching new products. We also want to focus on allowing BLC, our newly acquired company, to organically grow through bringing in new brands and also opening new distribution channels, opening new doors. And finally, we want to integrate the two companies, really exploit those synergies that I mentioned earlier, and that is the two different distribution channels, and really co-selling products into those channels, plus implementing some of the operational savings that can convert into benefit to the bottom line.
Now, Maria, actually, just before I let you go, on that point, I mean, we're talking there about the two different supply chains, for example. One of those that you mentioned earlier was on salons, for example. Now, obviously, we're seeing, hopefully, that we're going to be coming out of lockdown pretty soon. 70 to 80% people will start to move back into places like hairdressers, like salons. Are you expecting a huge windfall to come off the back of that? Is that another key reason as to why now was the time to go for BLC, for example?
Look, whilst e-commerce shopping will be here to remain, I think that personal service, certainly in beauty salons, is going to stay as well. And of course, while they were closed in the first quarter of this financial year, you could see that there was a tapering of the revenue. As they're opening up, it's definitely going to be an area where we're going to grow into. And I know from personal experience that I couldn't book a hair salon appointment until towards the end of November at the moment. So,
Wow.
certainly customers are already ready and started to make those bookings. So we know that there'll be an intense demand for those services as the country is opening up.
Well, Maria, I'm not sure who's doing your hair at the moment. I think they're doing a pretty good job, and I might need them to fix a bit of what's going on up here because it's not looking too flash for myself, that's for sure. But thank you so much for your time today. Where can we find all the details? What's the website?
The website is cellmid.com.au. We also have product websites, evolisproducts.com.au. By the way, your hair looks really good, James. Very trendy.
I'll take it. I will take it and run with it. Maria, thank you so much. It's been a real pleasure to chat, and hopefully we can do it again soon.
Thanks very much, James. Bye-bye.
That's Maria 𝐊𝐴𝐺, the CEO of Cellmid, and if you missed any part of that conversation, you can check out the entire chat on our YouTube channel, 𝐾𝐤𝐿 Media, along with our complete catalogue of expert talks. That's all for now, though. I'm James Preston, reminding you to stay apprised and invest wise with 𝐾𝐤𝐿.